I do.
Okay, folks, we are here in Pepperell, Massachusetts, at the site of where Prudence Wright and her female militia captured a British patrol back in April of 1775. You see the covered bridge that stands here today over the Nashua River. This is not the original bridge, but it was known as Jewett's Bridge back in 1775. It was not covered, but most of the men in Pepperell at the time had answered the alarm and had made their way to Cambridge, Massachusetts, where they served to fight in the Battle of Bunker Hill. The women here, of course, were left behind to run the farms. And Prudence Wright, she was a very patriotic, very courageous woman. She simply formed an all-female militia, and she's quite possibly the first female that had that was actually paid for her services. So she may have been the first female military person. She was a captain in this all-female militia. And there's a wonderful historical marker right here mentioning what happened. She might have had a dozen or so women. I'm not quite sure the exact number. But the two horsemen, they were coming down from Canada. One was her brother, who was a Tory. A Tory is somebody who was sympathetic to the British Crown. And there was a captain, Whiting, who was a British officer. And initially the British officer didn't think much of these ladies. And the brother, knowing that his sister wasn't someone to fool around with, said, no, when she tells us to get off and they're pointing muskets, we better do as she said. Well, they were carrying some documents that were could have been quite deadly to the cause of the War for Independence had they not been stopped. They took the documents to the committees of safety, and nobody knew what ever happened to the brother. He was never seen from again. He may have got his release and went to England. No one's sure. But it's a great little story. This area is so rich in history, and there's a lot of history that you might not find in your typical history book. There's a few books on the subject of Prudence Wright here at the Pepperell or the various historical societies in the region. Probably find them online. And Camp Constitution, part of our motto is honoring the past, and we like to be able to bring these types of very important historical facts that are lesser known to people to honor the sacrifices made, not only of the folks that we mostly know about, the Washingtons and the Adams and the Jeffersons, but also people like Prudence Wright. And in a few minutes we'll be stopping at the gravesite of Prince Estabrooks, where another man who answered the alarm and was wounded, and that happened to be a black man.